Roy Whiting murder trial. That's what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, people, because a lot of details are emerging about this so-called attempted murder, because Andrew Light, who was now 45-year-old, who was actually serving a life sentence for the murder of his roommate, is on trial at Leeds Crown Court for the attempted murder of Roy Whiting. Now, Roy Whiting is a despicable beast, worst of the worst. I'm sure the majority of me viewers watching this will know who he is. He's been in prison for 25 years now, because this offence, what he's in prison for, was in July 2000. Something which I remember vividly. It was one of those cases that was so sad and upsetting that you never forget it. He murdered 8-year-old Sarah Payne in July 2000. I've done videos on this previously, and I've done videos about him being attacked in prison, and I did mention this one, which happened in February of 2024 when he was attacked inside of HMP Wakefield. Now, I'm going to tell you a few of the details which has come to light, because Roy Whiting is actually, this trial is ongoing as I'm doing this video. And Roy Whiting is in court. He's actually got the audacity to stand up in court. And it says, when I've been reading up on the reports, that he spoke in a soft voice whilst he was describing the attack and what happened to him. Now, a lot of people will take a lot of comfort from this, knowing how afraid he was when he thought his life was going to be ended on that day. He actually hid under the bed, screaming and crying. This is how the attack stopped, because the officers on the wing obviously heard what was going on, and they all came bowling into the door. So Andrew Light, who was now 45-year-old, like I mentioned, he's serving a life sentence. And the life sentence is for murdering his roommate. Now, I don't know the details, and I don't know what went on, but he isn't classed as what you would say the same as Whiting, a bacon, a beast. He is serving his time on the same wing in HMP Wakefield, because I've mentioned previously, they do get mixed in Wakefield. There is no protection. Round about 90% of the wing is full of wrong-uns, beasts, bacons, whichever you want to call them. And Whiting has come into contact, which he has done on a number of occasions. I've done videos on this previously, when he got attacked off Gary Venter. Gary Venter, who was serving life without parole, came into contact with Whiting, also in Wakefield prison. And he did attempt to murder him. He gave him the beating of his life, stabbed him up, stamped all over him. And he did say the only reason he stopped was because he was out of breath of jumping up and down on top of his head that many times. That was an attempt on his life, that one. Now, this fella here, Andrew Light, oh, sorry, where's his name at again? Yes, Andrew Light, just making sure I nearly got that name wrong there. So Andrew Light isn't what you would call classed as a bacon. He's bumped into him on the wing, obviously does not like what he done. Like everybody doesn't. No one in the right mind would speak or like that type of inmate. So he's took out some prison justice, which I mentioned on here many a time. Prison justice is the best justice for these type of inmates inside of prison. So Andrew Light has went into the pad with a homemade shank and began attacking Roy Whiting, stabbing at his face, stabbing at the back of his head. He is cowering, screaming and crying, and he's saying, when he's giving his statement in court, when he's putting the pet lip onto the jury, saying how scared he was, how he was in fear for his life, and how he hid under the bed to get away from the attack. And like I say, he's putting the pet lip on, wanting sympathy, wanting everyone to feel sorry for him because he's been attacked and there's been an attempt on his life. Now, Andrew Light has admitted to attacking him, but he said that he wasn't trying to kill him. Although it did say, after the attack, he was saying to the officers, "Is he dead? I hope so." Now, he might have just been saying that whilst he was in that fit of rage. Obviously, he's went in there to attack him. He's admitted to it, so there should be a Section 18. But an attempted murder is a hard case to prove. They've got to prove that he was actually attempting to murder him. Now, the injuries, even though it said there was a lot of blood, there was wounds to his head and neck due to the ferocity of the attack, but there wasn't any life-threatening injuries. So I'm hoping, for the sake of Andrew Light, as I'm sure all you lot watching this will be, I hope he gets off for the attempted murder. I hope that jury looks on and sees a bit of sense and thinks, no, this wasn't an attempted murder. He's just been in a fit of rage, wanting to hurt him, wanting to inflict grievous bodily harm, and he just gets the Section 18, grievous bodily harm with intent. Now, to be honest with you, with him serving a life sentence, it won't make too much difference. Although the attempted murder, he will get a lot more time added on than what he would do if it was just a Section 18, because he could get a second life sentence, and then the minimum term, whatever he's serving, I don't know, because when I was having a research up, it didn't say on the articles I was looking at what minimum term he was serving, but it will or could be doubled if it's attempted murder. If it's a Section 18, he could get a 4 years added on top. But we will see, and I will keep you updated on this, because whether it's a guilty or not guilty, he's still going to be getting time added on because he's admitted to the Section 18. And it does say, when I've been looking through the articles as well, about the body cam footage from the screws who went in the pad. There was 4 or 5 of them went in to stop the attack. Fortunately for Whiten, and fortunately for Andrew Light as well, because like I say, if he did kill him and end his life, he would have been given life without parole. And that's what we're not wanting for him, for attacking Roy Whiten. Everyone is on the same wavelength as me when it comes to people like this. Yes, people agree with them getting attacked inside a prison, because hopefully, when he was looking up with the fear of God in his eyes, thinking that this was the end for him, this is him seeing his maker, he is no longer. Hopefully, he thought about that poor little girl, that Sarah Payne, when she seen his horrible, beastie face for the last fucking time. And I will say it with a bit of anger, because that's how I feel about this case and cases like this, because it's absolutely sickening. And luckily, he survived the attack, because there will be more inside a prison. This isn't going to be the last one for him, believe you me. It doesn't matter how old he is now. The prisoners never forget, and the prisoners act out, like I've mentioned earlier on, the best type of justice. Some people might not agree with it, but the majority do. And like I've said, he's now getting a taste of his own medicine. And I will repeat what I've just said again. That poor little Sarah Payne, 8-year-old, when that grown man was on top of her doing them despicable deeds before he murdered her, as he's now getting that treatment, that punishment, and he's now looking up to the people attacking him. So I wonder if he's got any feelings or not. If on a night time when he's trying to get to sleep, he now cries himself to sleep thinking about that poor little girl, what he done to her. Hopefully, he is suffering like that. Like he should be, that absolute dog what he is. I'll not even say a dog, because that's degrading to dogs. Vermin, that's what he is. But I will keep you up to date on this one, people, because as like me, you like to hear these type of stories about these vermins, these beasts, getting their comeuppance in prison. And I'll keep you up to date on the trial, whether or not Andrew Light gets a guilty or not guilty, and what he gets added on, because he will get time added on regardless. But there is many, many more of these type of stories but coming up every day about these type of beasties either going into prison, getting attacked in prison, or more so, even better, dying inside a prison. So I will keep you all up to date, people, and as usual, if you are enjoying it, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And if there is any requests of any prisoners you would like me to cover, let us know, and I will get it done. Take care, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe.